Welcome back to the show, everyone. We're always happy to see the security guards chasing those darn kids away with their skateboards.
We've got a few of them here. You probably know this logo, Skull Skates, of course. We're joined by Petey from Skull Skates. We have a couple of very special guests. They're the ones in the balaclavas, by the way, Statue of the Black Crow, and Depth Leviathan Dweller from the Barrier Cult. How are you, Petey?
I'm well. How are you guys doing today?
So first of all, we have to explain these fellas and why they're wearing the masks and your idea behind the Barrier Cult.
The Barrier Cult is not my concept, but it was launched independently of Skull Skates by some people who felt it was a good idea to protect the integrity of skateboarding. And the reason that their identities are masked is because they're not looking to gain any kind of fame or recognition for their skateboarding skills.
Which is kind of what skateboarding has become about, you know, sponsorship, money, and it kind of, as you've said, diluted the culture a little bit.
For sure, the money and the hype, you know, they've sort of come along with the whole industry side of things, and which has been great to some degree, but I think that people like the Barrier Cult see a need to preserve the purity of the act
And we're looking at some great footage here, and maybe you can tell us what it is that they're doing.
The name Barrier Cult comes from the fact that what they're riding here are barriers. These are the kind of barriers that you'd see on roadways and so forth. They're really, probably the most difficult thing to skateboard on.
Yeah.
And that's their intention, is to take this thing that's really should be impossible to skate and to skate it.
Well, and as the options for young people to find good stuff to grind on and rails and stuff, you know, it becomes more important to reclaim, I think, part of it anyway, right?
And I think that's the roots of it. The roots of skating aren't necessarily, we're very blessed in the city here to have all these wonderful public skateboard parks and their amazing facilities, but I think, you know, the roots of skateboarding goes back to this idea of finding the spot and making it work and figuring out a way to make it work on your own.
And it seems that, Petey, with everything with your business that has been around longer than any other skateboarding business in Canada since 1976, you never had a business plan. You just did this because you loved it.
No, we feel like that's what's made it work for so long, is not having a plan. I think the thing is that we're very dedicated to skateboarding, and that people that support us, I guess, can see and feel that and have similar kind of interest, you know. And so the idea is that if we stay focused and dedicated to the act of skateboarding, then everything else should fall into place. And so far it has, knock on wood.
That definitely comes with quality as well. And you brought some of your decks along today as well.
Yeah, I brought a little variety to show you here.
This one's for the kids one, right?
This is for the juniors.
That's for the kids. That one's called the Tyke model.
Cute.
And essentially, it's a contemporary skateboard that's been scaled down to kid size.
Yeah.
And
little wheels, too.
Those are generally going to be 4 to 6-year-old riders.
Yeah.
Youngest kid we set up was a 2.5-year-old. So
that is just adorable.
That's kind of the starting point.
And what is this one here?
That's a cruiser. That's a kind of a reproduction of a 70s style skateboard. So skateboards around 1975, 76 look like that. And they've sort of come back around as a cruising style board.
Right.
So people who used to skate, or people just get into skating and want to cruise.
Well, I love this because you sort of represent the different phases of your growth and your change as a company as well.
Well, and the way skateboarding is right now is that skateboarding has got a lot of different styles. It's not like previous to the new millennium, each decade kind of represented one style in skateboarding. And as of the start of the new millennium, it's every style is coexists.
And this one's different. It's tell us about this one here and why it's got the pointed nose.
It'd be a great skate park board, and it's sort of based on an 80s style paradigm, but slightly updated to be a contemporary skateboard. Excellent skate park or bowl or empty swimming pool board. Pointed nose is nice. If it hits you in the ankle, it's all over for you.
It lets you know you're alive.
It's a little bit more challenge.
And this one looks like I might be able to handle it. Is that?
Yeah, this is a longboard or a cruiser board. Yeah, and these have become real popular in the last sort of 5 to 10 years. And this kind of board, there's no emphasis on learning any kind of tricks. It's just rolling around and carving and cruising.
I love
it. Like surfing or snowboarding.
Yeah.
Well, and I love the graphic on it too.
Yeah, that one's called the Tiki.
Yeah.
And the big wheels, does that make it easier when you're just cruising around?
Exactly, yeah. It's a larger diameter wheel, and it's also a softer material. You can see the way it flexes here. And so that softness and the large diameter of the wheel just gives you a really smooth, flowing
ride. It corners really nice.
And of course, I think Skull Skates, the logo itself is one of the most familiar logos in skate culture. Did it just happen organically for you guys, this one? Is it something?
Yeah, when I was a youngster, I think I was 14 or something, I cut the logo out of grip tape with an X-Acto knife, you know?
And you guys are kind of known for your grip tape art.
Well, some people really get into grip tape art. It's a little bit of an underground sort of phenomenon. It's basically cutting up sandpaper, self-adhesive sandpaper, which is what grip tape is, and sticking it in sort of various patterns on your skateboard.
Yeah, great for any blade that you're using as well.
Oh,
Self-sharpens.
completely, yeah. Mom's going to be really bummed when she finds the scissors after the grip tape part.
And we're looking at some pictures here. Tell us what we're looking at here, Petey.
This is a lady named Isa from Vancouver here, and this is a piece of art that she's created and put on her skateboard.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. I think she calls this one Seashell.
And this is just
This is from a different artist, and this is a lot of 70s kind of silhouette figures of somewhat famous skateboarders of that time, cut out and made into grip tape.
So that's out of grip tape. That's
Meticulous.
crazy.
Definitely time consuming.
Yeah.
And what's this? From the womb to the tomb, a happy thing.
Oh yeah, womb to the tomb. Yeah, this is all about skateboarding and happiness and good thoughts and sunny days and
Rainbows and unicorns.
yes, exactly.
I see a double
It's the
rainbow
Skull Skates version of the unicorn.
So, Petey, do you love skating as much as you did when you started this whole thing?
I absolutely hate it. I think it's the worst thing that's ever been created. No, I think it's great. I mean, I skateboard as much as I possibly can, you know, and it's pretty funny as a 48-year-old man skateboarding, I still get people occasionally who look at me like, isn't that a toy?
Yeah.
And that's the exact kind of vibe we got as when we were kids and we started. And I think as a skateboarder, you're not really looking for approval from anyone other than that feeling you get from having a great time on a skateboard.
Well, you get that same feeling that you had when you were a kid, right? That's the magic of it.
For sure, and as long as you stick with it, there's no real reason to let go of it. You know?
Really quickly, I want to talk about the book because Forbes and I were just flipping through the Skateboarding Vancouver.
Yes.
Always some intrigue when you try to put together any sort of historical document on skateboarding, but this is gorgeous, man.
Yeah, thanks. This actually was born out of an exhibit that happened at the Vancouver Museum at one point.
It's amazing.
And it was an installation that was in the museum for about 18 months, and it's essentially the history of skateboarding in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible.
We're at a point now where about five or six decades deep in skateboarding history to where we've now got a sort of a history built up.
The real deal.
Yeah, that's worth kind of looking into.
Thank you so much. And thanks for coming today, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You can go to the website if you want to find out more about Skull Skates.
I'm getting me one of those balaclavas, by the way.
You might actually look tough for once.
By the way, I'd like to mention that skateboarding welcomes everybody, including Eckford. So anybody
yeah, man, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You know
Maybe we can make something out of grip tape.
Too many sports have excluded egg farts for too long.
I win again.
We take everybody, man.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, Petey.
No
We're gonna
resume required.
Quick break, and when we return.